What's going on, guys? Seto Mirza here, fresh out of the lab with the long-awaited Harpie Dragunity combo video. Ghost from the Past is finally out on everyone's shelves, and I hope you all had good luck pulling your ghosts and getting your Dragunity cards all together, but now it's time to actually put them to work. We got new Harpie plus Dragunity combos that take the best things about both strategies and combines them together into this completely off-the-wall amalgamation of combos. And I'm sure if you're a frequent viewer of this channel, you probably have a good idea of what's to come. So one last thing before we get started, just wanted to say please be sure to like the video and leave a comment if you enjoy the content. I only really post to this channel when I have something custom forged, freshly minted in the lab, ready to share with you guys, and all of your feedback really motivates me to keep coming up with new ideas. So without further ado, let's get right into the combos. Alright, starting off with combo number 1, we're going to showcase Harpie Perfumer plus Dragunity Remus and kind of see what both archetypes bring to the table. We're going to start off with normal summoning the Perfumer, using the effect to grab Egotist, and using Egotist to bring out the vanilla Harpie lady. Then we're going to use Remus effect in hand to discard him to search Dragon's Ravine, and we're going to activate the Ravine to discard a card from our hand and search Dragunity Legatus. So Remus is really nice because you can just pitch him to grab instant access to Ravine, and then Ravine provides a discard outlet for this deck, which you guys will see in the next combo, how that can be used and utilized really well. But basically the end goal of Remus is to get us to Legatus. And Legatus is pretty much the card that we've been waiting for. It's the honorary Harpie, as I like to say. It's level 4 Wind Winged Beast. And it special summons itself from the hand when you control a Dragon's Ravine or a Dragunity monster. And then if you control a Dragunity monster in your spell or trap zone, you can target a spell or trap on the field and destroy it. So it's a great extender, and it also has kind of like a Harpie synergy or Harpie theme where it matches Pop in the Back Row, which I really like. But yeah, we're going to grab Legatus here and special summon him from the hand. Use him to link off into our copy of Romulus. And trusty old Romulus is going to grab us the Divine Lance, and you guessed it, we're going to bring out the Phalanx. So Phalanx comes out of the deck, and we link the Romulus and the Harpie off for Simorg, and then we link the Phalanx off for Elpie. And then Elpie effect is going to bring us out DMZ Dragon, the enabler himself, yes. So DMZ, for those of you guys who don't know, he's not hard once per turn, so he can just be used to equip any dragon from the grave to another dragon on the field as many times as you can bring him out. So we're going to use DMZ here to bring out Phalanx. Phalanx summons himself back up, Pisty effect, bring back the DMZ again, and we're not going to abuse DMZ too much in this first basic combo, but basically we're just going to go for the minimum end board, I like to say, which is Simorg, the IP Avermax, and then the barrier statue to ice on the cake at the end. So this combo is really solid. I mean, Dark Ruler No More and Forbidden Droplet are very present in the format right now, so the barrier statue has got a lot going up against it, but even if Avermax gets negated, once he gets cleared off the field, he's still going to remove a card from your opponent's field, which is nice. And then of course, if you open the Featherstorm, then it doesn't matter if any of this gets negated because you can just flip it and VFD your opponent and pretty much win the duel that way. So yeah, that's been our first combo, and let's spice it up a little bit and see how far we can Alright, for our next combo, we've got Dragunity Remus, Harpie Channeler, and this time, instead of a random discard for Dragon's Ravine, we've got the Hysteric sign. So this is pretty much the biggest synergy on the surface that you can see between Dragunities and Harpies, that Dragunities provide a consistent discard outlet with Dragon's Ravine, and Hysteric sign loves being discarded because then you just go +3 in the end phase, and you're pretty much in a position to, it's very hard pressed to lose the duel if Hysteric sign grave effect resolves. So let's get into this combo. We're going to start off with the Channeler. Channeler is going to bring out Perfumer, and then Perfumer is going to bring out the Elegant Egotist. Egotist brings out the Vanilla, and we go into the Rom. Rom grabs the Lance, and here we're going to fire off the Remus to grab our Dragon's Ravine. Ravine is going to activate, and we're going to pitch our Hysteric sign in order to add our Legatus. Then we equip Lance to bring the Phalanx out, and then we're going to link off the Romulus and the Harpie into Simorg, and then we're going to link the Phalanx off into Elpie. So now we're going to use Elpie effect. DMZ is coming out, and we're going to abuse him a little bit more in this combo than the previous one. Go ahead and equip Phalanx for the second time. Pisty going to bring DMZ out again, and then we're going to link off into the Protector Whelp. So he was present in the last combo too, but we kind of just like used him as link material. This combo we're actually going to use his effect, and we're going to use it to pitch, of course, the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. So DMZ, just a great enabler for just equipping any of your dragons from grave back to hand, and this guy conveniently dumps the Buster Lock, so might as well take advantage of it. So we're going to use Legatus to special himself out, and then synchro them off into Vajrayana, and Vajrayana is going to bring Phalanx back again, I think for the 3rd time this combo, summon him out. And then here it's kind of last call for Remus, because we got the Dragunities on board for the last time, so we're pretty much done, summoning non-dragons out from the extra deck. So we can go ahead and Remus lock here, bring him out, and we're going to synchro off these two into Savage. Savage effect activates, it's going to equip the Romulus, and then we're going to link off the Protector Whelp plus the Remus into a Triple Burst Dragon. Just something to kind of take advantage of that, link material that we have sitting around. And then we're going to use DMZ Dragon effect targeting the Savage to equip. You could equip it to the Triple Burst as well and kind of diversify your field up, but I'll get to it in a little bit why I kind of like leaving the Triple Burst unequipped. We'll go to end phase, and Samorg's going to bring out the Harpie Oracle from deck. So Harpie Oracle is nice because she's got a recycling effect where she's able to add a spell and trap from your graveyard back to your hand. So since we already used Perfumer this turn, Oracle is going to get us another +1 by recycling back the Egotist from our grave. And then, of course, we're going to resolve our Hysteric sign, and it's going to get us another 3 Harpie cards. We grab a Featherstorm, a Duster, and another Channeler for follow-up. And so our end board is a Borreload Savage Dragon, equipped with the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, so your opponent can't special summon from the extra deck. And then we've got a Harpie on board with the Featherstorm in hand. So this, and as well as the Savage with the Omni Negate, of course. And then Samorg's going to provide follow-up. So this board is like really resilient against cards like Dark Ruler, because if your opponent tries to Dark Ruler, I mean, all they get rid of is the Savage Negate really, and like Samorg summon, but you still have the Featherstorm in hand, you still have the extra deck lock, so you're pretty solid. And then on the next turn, you can use DMZ Dragon to re-equip Phalanx from grave, bring Phalanx out, and then link Phalanx plus DMZ into IP Masquerena, and then the IP plus Triple Burst can go into the Avramax. So they provide you another follow-up just by leaving the DMZ on board, which is why I don't mind keeping him on here, rather than linking these guys off into like some random link 4, like a useless Saryuja or something. Doesn't make sense. Another option that I was thinking about was actually Muddy Mud Dragon. So you have Phalanx and the DMZ Dragon, which you can synchro off into the Mud Dragon, and then you have the Protector Whelp just on board. So after your Remus locked, you can use Mud Dragon to use itself and the Protector Whelp to fusion summon a dragon. I think the best target is probably Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, unironically, just because it provides back row protection for the Buster Lock, and it's just like a big body. But I kind of felt like it wasn't really worth the extra deck commitment, and the dragon targets weren't really that good. Of course, if you could bring out Dragoon, it would be different, but we can't here, sadly. So this is what we're going to end with, and I think it's a really solid end board just to kind of showcase like what the synergy is really all about. Like Ravine, pitching Hysteric Sign, you just go plus infinity, and the dragons plus the winged beasts let you get a bunch of shenanigans with Samorg with the barrier statue and bringing out Harpies in the end phase and whatnot. And so yeah, that's about it for this one, and let's go on into the next one. This combo is going to show off the best extender in the deck, the goodest doggo, World Chalice Guard Dragon. This guy pretty much acts as a 1 card, 2 extenders for this deck, and with him we can make one of the better M boards without having to rely on anything like Hysteric Sign. So let's pair him with Harpie Channeler and see what we can do. Start off with normal summon Channeler. Channeler is going to pitch the Featherstorm. Perfumer effect is going to activate, grab Egotist. Egotist is going to bring out the vanilla. And here we're going to actually link the vanilla off into Imduk, the World Chalice Dragon. Imduk's got a lot of good text on it that people really don't pay attention to. But in this deck, we're going to be taking advantage of both of his secondary effects. And the first one being the ability to gain an extra normal summon. So Imduk's going to trigger here to get the extra normal summon for the World Chalice Guard Dragon, which we link off into the Romulus. And here, if we actually had another World Chalice Guard Dragon, we can chain block the Romulus with Imduk's effect Engrave to actually special summon that World Chalice Guard Dragon out from hand as well. So Romulus going to activate here. Going to grab a Star Lance. Going to get the Phalanx. They're pretty standard plays you guys should be familiar with now. LP under Samorg. Bring out its DMZ. And then we're going to go Pisty here. Pisty bring back the DMZ again. We're going to go for the Protector Whelp. It's going to dump the Buster Lock. And then here we're going to use the World Chalice Guard Dragon Effect Engrave to banish itself. And special back a Vanilla to a zone a Link monster points to. So now with that, we're going to synchro off the Harpie plus the Phalanx into Vajrayana. And that's going to get us our level 8 synchro. Grab Phalanx back again. And we're going to make Crystal Wing this time, just to spice things up a little bit. DMZ is going to equip the Crystal Wing with the Buster Lock, and then we're going to link off the last two monsters into IP, and IP plus the Protector Whelp into the Avramax. And then we're going to use some Morg's Effect in the end phase to bring out the Mist Valley Apex Avian. So this could be the barrier statue here. This could also be a Borreload Savage Dragon. Just kind of depends on your preference. But basically, you're going to get a very strong end board that's resistant to Nibiru. To Dark Ruler, sorry. It's only resistant to Nibiru if you really open Feather Storm. There are other combos where we get the Crystal Wing out a little bit earlier though, and I will be showcasing those down the line. But yes, World Chalice Guard Dragon here, getting the extra normal summon along with bringing back the Vanilla Harpie from grave. Very, very solid. Allows us to end with the Avramax on top of the standard play that we've been going for. This combo is going to take advantage of Dragunity Remus to its full potential. So for this, you just need Remus and literally any normal summon in the deck. Just has to be a Winged Beast or a Dragon, which pretty much every card in your deck is going to be. And now we're going to start off by just normal summoning the Harpie, pitching Remus to grab Ravine. Ravine's going to grab us Legatus. Legatus is going to bring himself out, and we're going to use these guys to go into Romulus. Romulus is going to grab the Lance, which we equip. Bring out the Phalanx. And then Remus is going to bring himself out here. So we're already dragon locked. We're not able to go into some Morg. We have to use Remus here to get the other body, do our guard dragon play. So we need to be able to put up another board without having to rely on the big chicken. So we're going to go into LP Pisty like this, the standard old-fashioned way, and we're going to use Pisty or LP Effect to bring out the DMZ. DMZ is going to grab Phalanx. And then we're going to link the two dragons off into our Protector Whelp. Protector Whelp's going to dump the Buster Lock, and then Pisty is going to bring back the DMZ dragon. And then we're going to link off the LP, the Pisty, and the Phalanx into our Triple Burst right here. Now we're going to use DMZ to equip Triple Burst with the Buster Lock and link off the last two dragons on the board for a Hieratic Seal. So this is essentially our minimum Remus Lock combo. Like if you just have Remus and just any other body to throw on board, you can end with a Hieratic Seal bounce along with, brings you a follow-up out of your deck after the tributes, along with the Triple Burst Dragon equipped with the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. So pretty much if your opponent's playing Zodiac, they're immediately blown out of the water. Like normal summon Zoo plus Barrage is not even going to work. This board, it doesn't seem that strong, and obviously it's like one of the minimum boards that we can make where your hand is just subpar and you only have like really 1.5 cards to play with. And so you get a bounce, you get a lock, and hopefully that's going to be enough to get you through the turn. And the other cards that you drew in your hand are likely going to be hand traps and or like just interruption cards in general. You're probably going to be drawing like a droplet or something. So hopefully you can end on a little bit better than this, but in the worst case scenario, this is what we've got. Alright, this is going to be another Dragon Locked combo with Remus, and so we're going to use Harpie Perfumer instead of just a vanilla this time. So it's going to pretty much be Remus, a normal summon body, plus an extender essentially. So we'll start off with the Perfumer. Perfumer is going to do its job. It's going to bring out the vanilla, and then we're going to use Remus here, grab the Ravine. Ravine's going to activate. We're going to pitch to grab Legatus. Legatus drops down. We link off into the Romulus. And Romulus is going to grab our Lance. So we Lance here. And technically we have the option to go into Samorg and do the regular LP under Samorg combo. But just wanted to showcase what you can do with the Dragon Lock with an additional extender if you ever find yourself in that situation. So Phalanx is going to come out, and then we're going to use Remus Effect to bring himself out and go for the standard LP Pisty play underneath Romulus here. Grab DMZ, bring Phalanx back. Then we're going to synchro into Vajrayana, and Vajrayana is going to grab back the Phalanx, and we're going to make our Triple Burst here. The reason why we do triple burst first is because we actually don't have any link monsters in grave at the time, so we need to get the Romulus in grave in order to equip the Savage. You don't need to do this if you're playing Crystal Wing instead, or if you want to make Crystal Wing in this step of the combo. Borreload Savage and Crystal Wing both have their uses, but I generally tend to favor Savage over it on just like a random end board because you get the Omni negation. Whereas Crystal Wing, I'd like to do it earlier, like if you can put up a Crystal Wing before you make any link plays or before the 5th summon, which we'll get into in a little bit. So yeah, make our triple burst, then our Savage, and then we're going to use Savage effect. Pisty's going to activate here to bring back the DMZ, go into the Protector Whelp to get the Buster Lock. DMZ is going to equip it to the Savage, and then we're going to go into the Hieratic Seal and pass. So instead of just a seal with a triple burst equipped with the Buster Lock, we upgrade that triple burst to a Savage, so we get the Omni Negate, and then we keep our DMZ Dragon on the board to give us a little bit of a follow-up by being able to re-equip the Phalanx from grave and give us a couple bodies to work with along with whatever the Heavenly Spheres brings out. So a little bit better than the previous M board, and if you remember the Link Cross format, like basically if that Dragon Link deck could pass on seals with the Buster Lock Savage, it was pretty much considered a win playing through interruptions, which this deck can do with. Now we're going to get into one of the combos I was actually alluding to earlier in the video, and that is how you can put up an early Crystal Wing before your opponent can activate Nibiru in 5 summons. So this combo involves a little bit more bricks and another extra deck requirement, and so you can play it if you fear the rock or if the Nibiru is, very heavily played in the format, which it is seeing an uptick in recent play, so it's definitely worth considering. But let's get into it. We got Remus, World Chalice Guard Dragon, and Harpie Perfumer. So we're going to just start off with Remus pitching the Ravine. You can normal summon the Perfumer here if you have Featherstorm to kind of protect yourself from hand traps a bit, but we're going to grab Legatus, and then we're going to use Remus effect to bring itself back. So we're going to instantly Dragon Lock ourselves, and we're going to go into the Dragunity Knight Gay Durg. Gay Durg's going to activate. He's going to search the Mist Valley Baby Rock, who's going to summon himself when he gets discarded. And yeah, that is a specifically when effect, so you need to be very careful about this card not missing timing. You can't just pitch it off Ravine and get the free body, unfortunately, otherwise this card would be played with no doubt. But we're going to use his effect here to bring himself out and synchro off these two into the Crystal Wing. So this is a pretty standard just Dragunity combo. Shout outs to Shumping for showing it off. Used one, kind of like popularized it early before all of the copycats came around. But yeah, we're going to get our early Crystal Wing here without using the normal summon, which kind of opens up our Perfumer to drop down, grab our Egotist, and let's start making some Romulus plays. But first we're going to step up into Imduck, because of course we have the World Chalice Guard Dragon in hand to gain that extra normal summon. And then we're going to link off the Harpie and the Dragon for Romulus, because we're not going to be able to make some more here anyway, so we want to keep the level 4 lower Dragon on board. And then we're going to use Romulus effect to grab our Divine Lance. So Lance is going to equip, bring out the Phalanx, and now we have our 2 Guard Dragons on board to begin our Guard Dragon combo. Elfie's going to activate to bring out DMZ. DMZ brings back the Phalanx. And then we're going to go into the triple burst here, and Pisty is going to bring back the DMZ, and we link those two off just kind of as a stepping stone up into the Protector Whelp. Protector Whelp is going to activate, dumping the Dragon Buster, and then DMZ is going to equip that to our Crystal Wing. Next we're going to go up into the Hieratic Sphere, and then we're going to use World Chalice Guard Dragon's Graveyard effect to bring back the Vanilla Harpie, which we can then use to synchro into Dragunity Knight Vajrayana, and that's going to grab back the Phalanx again, and we can make another Synchro 8, this time being the Borreload Savage Dragon. So now we end on a bounce, an Omni Negate, a Monster Negate that recurs every turn. We got 3 counters on the Borreload Savage this time because we stepped up into Crystal Wing. We've got the Buster Lock, and then we've got DMZ to follow up by bringing out another Phalanx from grave. And of course, Dragon's Ravine can pitch us another World Chalice Guard Dragon to be able to recycle the vanilla as well. So we have a lot of plays for potential follow-up on the next turn as well. So this is the early Crystal Wing combo with a little bit of extra sauce, but basically if you can make Crystal Wing without the normal summon, then you're opened up to a lot of plays to be able to go into guard. So this is a bit of a standard combo, very similar to the very first combo in the video, but this one I wanted to just showcase the power of Unexpected Die paired with World Chalice Guard Dragon. Basically, anytime you can pair this guy up with the vanilla Harpie, you're going to have full combo, but doing it with Unexpected Die allows you to get the basic combo down without having to use your normal summon, which is great. Because one of the biggest weaknesses that people always attribute to Harpies is very normal summon reliant deck. But if you open this combination of cards, or just Unexpected Die and Remus, then you can combo off without having to rely on the normal summon at all, which is great. So we're going to just go into our standard play. Pisty's going to bring back the DMZ, and we're going to link off into the Protector Whelp. Might as well just dump the Buster Lock, get it out of the deck, go into the Avramax, and bring out the barrier statue. Like I said, just like the first combo in the video, but I wanted to showcase this one quickly because normal summon reliance is specifically one of the big weaknesses with Harpies that this combo aims to remedy. This combo is going to showcase what happens when you draw Dragunity Phalanx. So previously, in past iterations of this deck, we would play multiple Phalanx because there were interesting things you could do with drawing the second Phalanx, and you really needed it in order to rely on being able to equip something with the Divine Lance, and so there was a good case to be made for playing two. But now with the addition of the new Dragunity cards, Remus, Legatus, Dragon's Ravine, they make Phalanx not nearly as necessary as it used to be. And there are interesting ways you can combo with just one Phalanx if you hard draw it. So let's showcase one of them now. We're going to start off with the Channeler, bringing out Perfumer. Perfumer's going to grab our Vanilla. But rather than going for the early Imduck here, we're just going to go straight into Romulus. And Romulus is going to grab our Ravine. And now we're going to make Imduck underneath Romulus's zone to trigger his second effect to be able to special summon a dragon from hand, but its effects are negated and can't be used as link material. So we're going to use this to get rid of the dead Phalanx from hand. We're going to activate Ravine and pitch the last card from our hand to grab the Legatus. Legatus is going to bring itself out, and then we're going to take advantage of our extra normal summon from Imduck to bring out the World Chalice Guard Dragon. Next, we're going to link that into LP, and we're going to link Romulus and Imduck into the Triple Burst to bring back the good old Crusadia Guard Dragon setup, or Danger Thunder Crusadia, whatever you want to call it. But those of you who played that format should feel pretty familiar here. But we're going to use, we used the Legatus and the Phalanx to go into Vadriana first before resolving the LP effect, and this is how we take advantage of the Phalanx here. And it's going to get us our level A Synchro. So get our Savage, and equip that with Romulus, get our Negate live, and only then do we use LP effect. And then DMZ is going to bring back the Phalanx from grave. And we're going to make Pisty here, and we're going to link off into Protector Whelp here. So now we're using this zone for our Guard Dragon play. Dump the Buster Lock, and Pisty's going to bring back DMZ. And it's going to lock the Savage with it. And then we're going to go into Hieratic Seal, and we're going to use the World Chalice Guard Dragon effect to bring back the Vanilla. And underneath the seals, we're going to go into Samorg. So this end board actually gets us the Seal Bounce along with the Barrier Statue Lock and Borreload Savage Dragon equipped with a Buster Lock. So this is like a double special summon lock board. I mean, you could bring out Apex Avian, but honestly, I kind of like this. Just give your opponent like really no outs to getting out of this. Like Dark Ruler's not going to get out of it, Droplet's not going to get out of it. They can't bait the Seal Bounce using the battle phase because they're going to need to try and probably beat over the statue. So it's just very rough situation to put your opponent in. And then of course you can use the seal to bounce out and bring out like another World Chalice Guard Dragon, which can be used as follow-up for the next turn. So this is a very strong end board in my opinion, and not one that decks can really get over without multiple board wipes. For our final combo, I just wanted to do something, fun, interesting. We're going to use our entire hand to combo off here, but I've kind of balanced the scales a little bit by giving us a hard-drawn Phalanx, so we need to be a little bit more creative than just doing the standard combo plays with little additional extenders. So let's get into this one. We're going to start off with Perfumer. Grab the Egotist, bring out the Vanilla, and then we're going to fire off Remus to grab the Ravine. Ravine's going to go to pitch this dead Phalanx and grab us a Legatus, and then we're going to link off into Imduck. Imduck's going to get us our extra normal summon, and then we're going to link into Romulus. Now, since we have a second World Chalice Guard Dragon in hand, Imduck's second effect is going to activate, and it's going to be able to chain block the Romulus with it here to special summon the second World Chalice Guard Dragon from hand before Romulus is able to grab us a useless kind of Divine Lance. But we'll fire it off here anyway, just to equip a Remus and you know, load our graveyard up with Remus to be able to potentially use in the future. Next, we're going to go into LP, and LP is going to bring out the DMZ. Get our Phalanx out, and we got our level 6 Synchro into level 8 Synchro play. Get the Savage equipped. DMZ goes into Pisty. And get the Protector Whelp. And all of this should be very bread and butter to you after watching an entire combo vid centered around this. But we're going to get the IP Avermax here as well. And we're going to get the Barrier Statue of Stormwinds. So some interesting stuff here. Pitching the Phalanx with Ravine so that we can grab it back with DMZ later. And then using both of Imduck's effects because we opened 2 World Chalice Guard Dragons. And being able to end on a pretty solid board. This is essentially the board you end on with Channeler plus World Chalice Guard Dragon. But, you know, since we had the hard drawn Phalanx, we needed a little bit more to get there. But it's still very, very oppressive board nonetheless. Alright guys, and like I said, that was the final combo. So if you made it this far, you pretty much have to subscribe. There's no option about it. Smash the subscribe button. Like if you enjoy this kind of custom combo creation and melding Harpies with pretty much any new support that we can get and just see what happens. I love just, you know, experimenting with this archetype. Being able to have like an in-hand answer to any hand trap with Featherstorm just makes it really, really fun to just experiment with different combo strategies. Dragon's Ravine, being able to discard Hysteric Sign, just gives the deck huge potential to have like very, very high ceiling plays. And as well as just all of the Dragon Lock combos as well, where we don't really need to rely on the Simorgh, but it's kind of just a nice piece to have. Kind of really brings the whole deck together in my opinion. And so this has been the current iteration of Harpie, Dragunity, Guard Dragon, I guess you can call it. And I guess if you guys want to see a deck profile, be sure to smash the like button. I'm going to post one either way, so I'm not going to really make a like goal, but I just wanted to gauge the interest on this video and see how you guys enjoyed it. But until next time, this is Seto Mirza signing off. Peace!